Greetings, boys and ghouls. This is Dr. Von Man. I'm trying out a new camera. Haven't done a video in a while. I apologize for that. Things have been a little crazy. And YouTube is partly responsible. There's stupid rules and stuff. Now, I'll say this right off the bat. The things we're doing are safe for kids, but the methods we use to make them, maybe not so much. I mean, we're using paints here. Paints can have chemicals and things, so if you're watching, if you're underage and you're watching this, go get an adult. Besides, it'll be fun to watch it with your parents. Anyway, today we're going to do a painting. And I'll show you, because it's a technique that I've kind of started for myself as sort of a mental game of mine. So the first thing we're going to do is get a big wide brush. You can see my brushes are a bit beaten up, but for what I use them for, they're perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint. Like, I'm going to see how few brush strokes I can use to actually get a point across. So I think I'm going to do maybe a cactus or something today. I don't know. We'll see. So the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of Dandelion Yellow. I'm going to turn this overhead off so you can see a little better. A little Dandelion Yellow. Just put it right there. Now I'll come in with a little bit of, that's Tangelo, so we'll use a little bit of that if it'll let us. That's a little bit drizzly, which means that the liquid is separated, so it's probably not going to be the prettiest shade of yellow in the world, but we'll work with it. And a little dot, kind of borrowing a little from J. Lee Art on this one. So now, I might have to, I might have probably swipe some of this extra liquid off. It does make a nice subtle gradient. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe I'm going to do a cactus. Maybe I'm going to do a palm tree. I don't know. But the whole idea is to see. Well, I didn't really mean to do that. But we'll see what we can do. Just got to keep my hands off of it. Alright. Let me see here. We have a little bit of this cardinal red. What I'm trying to do is kind of just subtly blend in the colors, Let me bring it up here where you can see. And I may have to pause it for a minute while we're doing this. Now, I'll wash my brush off, and I'm going to grab antique white, which is, I think, it's supposed to be like a kind of a cream color, but it's also, and I just missed my canvas a little bit. As you can see, I'm not used to painting on camera. I did a few videos, then kind of slowed up a little bit. But it'll be alright. Now, people can say, well, Dr. Von Mad, how come you never paint the... Actually, that's kind of pretty. Alright, we're going to let that dry a minute. And I'm going to grab the blow dryer, so bear with me. I'll show you how this looks thus far. Kind of a light, and then it goes down into a darker gradient. Now, where's my hair dryer? This is actually the blow dryer is actually my means of getting my paint dry so that I can work on it. Acrylic paints dry fast enough, but here goes. Hold your ears. There we go. Now let's see if that's dry enough. Yeah, we can work with that. Alright, now, I'm trying to get this camera where you can see a little better, and I'm trying to keep the camera from taking a half gainer. Alright, there we go. Now you can see, well, there you go. I'm trying to get this camera where you can see, and I'm working with a new camera, so bear with me. Tighten that up. It's been some time since I've done this, so just kind of bear with me. Alright, we're first going to go in with a little English ivy green. See if I can get it to focus. And it's not going to focus, is it? There it is. English Ivy Green. I don't know how this is going to look on video, so who knows. This one may not even make it to the channel. But we'll try it and see. Alright, let's grab ourselves a little flat brush. I was doing some really odd Christmas paintings of a pineapple with a ribbon on it that with a flower instead of a bow that says "From Santa." Kind of a tropical Christmas. Alright, but right now we're going to do a cactus. Well, I like cactuses. Alright, so what we're going to do is kind of come up like this. Remember, we're trying to do this with as few brush strokes as possible. And it'll help if I get enough. Pull another one over here. A little bit of a chubber right there, but what are you gonna do? Now, we're gonna toss that brush, grab us another shade of green. Always remember, whatever object you're painting, you want to have at least 3 shades of whatever color. So, as I don't want it to be too particularly light, we're going to go in with our shading from overhead, because you can see that's where the sun is. And we're going to do that. Let me see how many minutes we got left. We got 18 minutes. Surely we can get this done. Like I said, it's kind of an exercise in seeing just how fast you can do it. A lot of times I hear people saying, take your time, take your time. Why? If you take your time, sometimes you lose your focus. This is kind of just an exercise in, you know, you may not like this style, and that's the great thing about art, is it's highly subjective. So, that's the great thing about art, is that it is highly subjective. So, now, we'll come in and maybe do a little something below here with that red paint again in a minute. I'm going to grab some lime tree to kind of put a few extreme highlights on this. May not be the most groundbreaking artwork on earth, but it's fun for me. Ever since I've been disabled, this has sort of been my kind of my therapy. Reminds me that I'm still among the living. I always tell people, I paint to remind myself that I'm still here. I've become pretty decent at it, if I say so. Others say it more, and I'd rather they did rather than me anyway. But just fill that in. And just give a little bit of that. Now, we're going to have to grab one more shade because, honestly, that's not bright enough, and it's like it's early morning or something. Need the aptly named Succulent. Now, the other color I was using was Lime Tree. Let me get a focus on this camera. There we go. I hope that caught it. Alright. We're going to go with Succulent, which is not the lightest shade of green I got. That would be Faded Jade, but I may end up bringing a little white into this, because actually I think white might do better. I tried the Succulent, and if the paint was dry, that would be good. That'd be both hunky and dory, but since it's not, we're going to bring a little matte finished white into this. because it'll mix with the wet paint of the green, and I can sort of control how the shading a little better. See? As you can see, it is coming out. And if you live in the Camden area, and this, you know, West Tennessee here, where I live, you can probably at some point or another you will run into Revelation Gardens or some other place, or you may have seen my artwork on Hip Camden. Let's see where we're at. We got 13 minutes left. Actually not doing bad at all. Now, that is how quick you can do it. Now we got to do one more thing. As you saw how quick I got that sketched out, and that was the point of that exercise. Now we're going to grab, I need to find my flat head, right there it is. What we're going to do now is come in here, and just go kind of ground our cactus so he's not floating in the air. If I had a little bit darker shade, I would probably bring it in right about now. I may end up adding just maybe a hint of burnt umber to this to kind of darken up that red just a pinch underneath the cactus. We'll see what we can do. Very good. Now, I'm going to grab just a pinch of that dark brown burnt umber. I'll come up underneath our cactus. Let's see if I can get this where you can see it. There you go. Now we have a wee bit of a shadow. And that will mix into. Now we could add any other number of other things, but I don't know. I'm wanting to kind of keep that sort of desolation going with just a single cactus off to itself. Now, the last thing we always do, and this is going to be a fairly short video, because I'm not even sure how well I'm going to be able to edit it. The editing software I had kind of outdated, and they're wanting to put a watermark on it, which is annoying. So we'll see what we can do. Always put the year in Roman numerals, and we'll put the date, or put the name. Right here I'm getting a little water on my brush, which is annoying, but I find everything gone mad. And she's done. Now, the last thing we need to do is grab our matte finish clear coat, bring our brush around here. Let's move our painting so we can put the easel up. The painting I was just photographing earlier. Set our little painting up. Get this paint off my hands. Just remember earlier I missed the brush, so there you are. This is Dr. Von Mad. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's see how many views we can get. I don't know how many we got. Not a big channel, but we'll see what we got. And I will catch y'all on the flip side. Don't forget that the inside your heart is that very spark of creation, that first commandment. Let there be light. So within yourself, you've got a little piece of God there, and let there be life. Let there be light. Go out, paint something, make something. Make the world a better place. Make the world more beautiful. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Bye-bye.